Hey everyone, Seth Campbell here. Welcome back to Segway Plays The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. In the last episode, a game that started off fairly casual and gentle and happy took a sudden turn for the urgent as we saw a giant bird carrying a small girl being chased by that pirate ship out there. And the pirate ship hit the bird, the giant bird, and caused it to drop said girl into that forest up there. You know, in the real world, the odds of surviving that would be pretty small, so I don't know how much hope we should hold out, but seems like we gotta do something about it. Because naturally, nobody else in this village, none of the adults, are going to do anything about it because they're not player characters, so they're going to leave it to a 12-year-old to go into the forest and find the girl. But it says we need something to protect ourselves with. And we did some sword training in the last episode with Old Man Orca, who was a bit aggressive in his teaching methods, but still useful, and he said someday he would give us a sword, and maybe if we explain the situation to him, he'll understand. First, however, though, there's some rupees. So I guess the girl can wait because rupees are important. That's the thing, if you see little areas that look like you can crawl under them, you can. Just crouch and crawl. You see anything? Can't just let this field be, you know? If I did, the weeds would take control. Cutting grass is hard work, but it pays off. People leave the darndest things in the grass, so if you go to the trouble of cutting it, you get to keep whatever you find. So yeah, no one noticed that, the giant bird, nobody heard the cannonballs, nothing? Nobody? Something wrong with you people. Fell off the bridge there. See, this woman no longer has a pot on her head, so maybe she saw something. What was that noise? It was awful. You better return home quickly. A sound like that can only mean trouble. You know what I'd do if trouble came my way? I'd throw rocks to fight it off. You can handle that, couldn't you? It's easy. Just stand in front of a rock and press A to lift it. Press A again to throw it. If you just want to set the rock back down, press R. You understand? Yeah. Well, got us a rupee, so it's not bad advice, I guess. Let's see, it said to return home, and I think knowing what to do, I always went ahead. But I want to see if you can talk to Grandma at all. Link, what's the matter? What's happened? No, I guess not. Link being the silent protagonist, he doesn't feel the need to tell anybody anything. Which could probably save us a lot of trouble had we just gotten all the villagers together and gone up into the forest in the first place. But if we need something to defend ourselves, Orca seems like a likely candidate to help us. Oh, what's the matter? What is the matter, Link? You have an urgent look about you. Has something happened? Whatever it is, from the look on your face, I suspect it is no laughing matter. What say you, Link? Ah, have you come for some serious instruction in the way of the sword? Yes, sir. So we have to do this again, and this is... You could postpone your sword training until now, but I wanted to come in earlier to see the whole rolling attack thing and all that. Very good. Your first lessons will be the horizontal slice. Face me and press B. Do not fear for my safety. I am ready for you. Yes, the first part of this training will be exactly the same. Maybe I can do a little better this time. Huh? Good. Keep coming at me until you hear me say very good. Very good. Next is the vertical slice. Hold L to target me and press B. Keep swinging. Very good. Next is the thrust. L target, tilt the control stick forward and press B. Something with the control stick. I don't know. Very good. Keep thrusting. If I try to separate each one, it's fine. It's like, I guess that's it. I was trying to do it continuously, and that's the problem. Okay, now it gets into new stuff. Next is the spin attack. Hold B briefly to build up your strength, then release it. Or rotate the control stick once and press B.
Yeah.
So we press B, our little red button.
Yeah.
And release and spin attack. Very good. More. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Next is harder. This is a parry attack. L target until you see a flashy A, I guess. Then quickly press A to perform a defensive strike. Now. Very good. And again, L target and watch closely for that. Again, I have no explanation for how I did not understand L targeting as a child because you have to do the tutorial. Very good. Now finally the jump attack. Draw your sword, L target, and press A. Come at me once more. It was a fine display. And yet, I sense a certain anxiousness in the sword you hold, an eagerness that goes far beyond the mere desire to be wielded on the fields of battle. I do not know what has happened, but I have faith in you. Somehow I doubt you will misuse that sword. You may have it, Link. I give it freely. Take the blade with you. You accepted the hero's sword. Wield it with B. Use it wisely and carefully. You don't want to let down the kind old man who has entrusted it to you. Since the olden days, this sword has been used to fend off evil. Its blade is infused with the desire to become strong and righteous. Be strong, Link. Well, we have learned all that we shall learn. But we can still break his pottery. I mean, he can't mind all that much, seeing as he keeps breaking it himself, but I guess they're pre-programmed to have nothing in it? I don't know. You know, sometimes pots have rupees or hearts in them, and these have none, so I don't know what to tell you. Right. Anyway. So now we have a sword. Again, I have to question the thought process in this village. You know, send the 12-year-old with a sword into the dangerous forest rather than put together a rescue party featuring the adults. But I guess Link didn't tell anybody what happened. Yes, again, you know, I mentioned this in the first video. Sometimes you don't want to think too deeply about these things. I guess I should take my own advice. No entry. The forest paths are closed until the suspension bridge repairs are complete. Well, at least we can cut down the trees now. We have our tool to cut the grass. I don't know if anyone has actually tried cutting the grass with a sword. I feel like it's killing an ant with a sledgehammer, but you know, again, such is Link's world. And we come up here to the top of this island, and we saw this a little bit in the title screen. It's a lovely island. Seems to be another island out in the distance, so it's good to know we're not totally alone on the planet. So, well, some rupees in the grass, that's always handy. There's a little bit missing in the bridge, which is really dangerous, people, but I guess just gonna brave it and jump across. You wouldn't catch me doing that in real life. Again, no depth perception plus fear of heights. Not happening. Okay, well, we found her. She seems to be caught on her vest. So there's a chance she's still alive. Let's hope so. Here's a creepy forest. But there's a red rupee in this here log, which is worth 20. Though, also present is this guy. This, since this game doesn't really, unlike games like Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time, doesn't really have a way to identify the enemies that easily. I'm just going to tell you because it doesn't spoil anything. This is a bokoblin. I called bokoblin as a kid because I didn't know Japanese pronunciation. Very excitable. Fights hand to hand. Doesn't really connect on his attacks much. But if you listen to the music that accompanies the sword strikes, you'll hear what I was talking about earlier. This one, it depends on when in the background music you connect to determine what sound it makes. And it matches up with the song, which, again, you know, music student here, I think is fantastic. Koji Kondo, I don't know, I mean, I got to assume Koji Kondo himself had a hand in the sound design for that, because it's very well done. Let's see, there's a really big rock. Can we lift it? No, of course not. That would be ridiculous. Some sign here. Fairy Fountain Site. This spot marks the remains of an ancient fairy fountain. The legendary hero was said to come here after battle so the fairies could ease his weariness. It was also said that whoever met with the great fairy who lived here was blessed with great fortune, so it came to be known as the Fountain of the Fortune Goddess. But now it's a big rock. So much for that. Climb up this convenient broken tree trunk here. Uh-oh. More bokoblins being airdropped into the forest by birds that look like mini birds of that giant bird. So this is evidently something coordinated. This wasn't just a bird looking for lunch. This was an army. Ouch. Ouch! I forgot she said that. Wow, what's with that getup? Well, whatever. So where am I? Oh, that's right. That giant bird came and... Oh! Miss Tetra! Oh, thank goodness. You're safe. When I saw you get dropped on the summit, I thought for sure you'd... Summit? So that bird dropped me on the top of a mountain? Well, wasn't that nice of it? Well, don't just stand there. Let's go! Time to repay our debt to that bird in full. But miss, what about this boy? Don't worry about him. Come on. You're welcome, I guess? Oi, big brother! Look out, look out, look out, look out! This is not a good idea, this is not a good idea! Brother! Stupid kid! Get a hold of yourself! She's gone! There's nothing you can do! What? You want to come with us on our ship? Do you understand what you're asking? We're pirates, you know? Pirates! The terror of the seas! What do we get out of bringing some helpless little kid along with us? I'll tell you what we get. A headache. I know how you must feel with your sister having been kidnapped and all. But that doesn't really have anything to do with us, now does it? And how do you figure that? It's the mailman. Whoa, whoa, whoa there! Just who are you? Where do you get off butting in on someone else's conversation? Doesn't do like a Patrick Warburton voice for that guy. Please. All I mean to say is that if you big, bad pirates hadn't come to this quiet little island, that poor girl wouldn't have been snatched away by that bird. And just what do you mean by that? Just be quiet for a moment and I'll tell you. Now, as my work here entails delivering letters, I spend much of my time traveling amongst the many different islands. As a result, I hear many things. Haven't any of you heard word that young girls have been getting kidnapped lately from all regions of the Great Sea? No matter, whether you've heard it or not, that seems to be the case. Young girls with long ears like yours have been getting kidnapped, never to be seen again. And unless my eyes fail me, the young girl who was just kidnapped from this island also has long ears, does she not? Much like you do, Miss Fearsome Pirate. My point is that the bird mistook that poor girl for you, and that's why it grabbed her. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was young Link here who saved you from the monsters in the forest, wasn't it? Is this true? Oh, and while I'm at it, I may as well tell you that the bird that kidnapped both you and Link's sister has made its foul nest to the north on the heights of the Forsaken Fortress. The Forsaken Fortress? Isn't that the place where... So, what are you going to do? Under the circumstances, I don't think it would be unreasonable for you to give Link a little help now, would it? I don't need you to tell me that. Even if I were to consider it. Lately I've heard nothing but evil rumors about this Forsaken Fortress. You can't possibly mean to go there with nothing but that cheap little sword. That's not brave. It's stupid. I mean, come on. Even a simple little island like this has to have something you could use as a shield. You know, something to protect yourself with? Anything? Tell you what, if you come back with something like that, we'll let you stow away on our ship. Oh, and one more thing. Once we leave, you won't be coming back here for a while, so you better go say goodbye to your family while you have the chance. I don't want you getting all weepy-eyed and homesick on me. Well, she's not exactly the friendliest, but at least we've gotten her to agree to take us along. But the first thing we're gonna need is to find a shield. And didn't we see one of those recently? Well, in any case, we are gonna do that in the next episode, as I think plenty has gone on. Our sister has been kidnapped and taken to some place called the Forsaken Fortress. And we are now going to set out with these pirates to get her back. What could go wrong? Well, we'll see in the next one.